You'll
We
have
are
to.
live.
It isn't even countdown. My excuse. New year, new problems, new shit.
Wait up.
New year, new technology.
Yeah.
Yes.
New things change.
And old problems. So let me see if I can edit. Yes.
Whiskers in the hallway walls. Shadows move, but no one calls. Cold breath tickles the back of your neck. What's that? What's next? Knock, knock at the midnight door. Knock, knock, but it's not folklore. Paranormal mischief in the air. We're laughing loud, we don't care. Ghosts and ghouls going cranks tonight. Turn up the fun, let's get it right. Lights flicker, a joke from the dead. Floating teacups over your bed. Creaky floors, a spectral tease. Who's there? Ghostly, please. Tap, tap on the window pane. Tap, tap, are you playing games? Paranormal mischief in the air. We're laughing loud, we don't care. Ghosts and ghouls pulling pranks tonight. Turn up the fun, let's get it right.
Well,
Yay!
that
Yay.
That's how you do it.
Brilliant.
I should continuously my mouse in my hand, but it doesn't work. Typical me. I'm sharing out, so we have one viewer, Noreen, our big fan.
Hey,
Always.
Noreen.
Hi, Noreen.
Happy New Year.
Hello.
New Year, everyone. So, Shane, if you will start, and I will share out everywhere.
We started backstage already.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another Mischief, the newest in this year, of course. First off, everybody, Happy New Year.
And you, Happy
And-
New Year.
Thank you. Thank you. And I want to know, how is everybody doing?
Oh, where do
We're gonna
we
start.
start? I'll start it. I'll
It's all
start.
like, done.
I'm doing all right. I worked all through Christmas, so this is my weekend off now. So I've just doing normal things like washing and cleaning, cooking, and chilling out and relaxing and playing my favourite music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Always
and
good.
you know, I'm just sort of winding down. 4 months and I'm retired, so it's a countdown now. So I'm looking forward to that.
You want me to make a countdown for you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It'll be a long one.
yeah.
Oh.
Last month.
Oh, we can do that.
But it's nice to relax, isn't it? I mean, I haven't relaxed for a long time. I just feel so chilled out and just quite happy, really. Yeah.
That's good. Very good. How about you, man?
Yeah, I've been very busy over the Christmas period, doing various bits and bobs with my own sort of work, not just in the paranormal, but in some new stuff that I've been doing on the build up to Christmas, and it's just led to other things now. So there's a load of new material that I'll be doing over the year coming through, which I feel quite honoured to do. And it's just to create a laugh for people. My kids love it, and the kids have had a really good Christmas as well. So it's sort of been very hectic, along with everybody being ill over here. We've all had flu and bugs and all sorts, and it sort of just disappeared just before Christmas. And then shortly after Christmas had finished, it started coming back again. So we were all sort of get the heating on 24 hours a day and keep wrapped up warm, taking the lemon drinks and stuff to get rid of it. And now things are back to normal, and it's back to work again. So it's non-stop for me, but I'm enjoying every minute of it. So I'm looking forward to everything that's going to happen this year.
Cool.
So it's going to be good.
Very good. How is our beautiful woman?
Fine. We had a good Christmas.
Good.
Everything's been dandy. Just as I said, rolling on. So there'll be a show in February, guys, and then we're back in March, and we'll be
Good.
back with Nikki Sharman from White Feather Paranormal. So it'll be good. It'll be good. I hope you guys had a good Xmas and New Year, and I hope everybody in the chat had a good Xmas and New Year.
Definitely. Mary, how you doing? Except for the
I'm still tired because Christmas was fine. It was busy because all of the family was at my mom's house, and we ate all together, and afterwards I had to clean. But since then, yeah, because I'm scared my mom is falling down and break anything, so I'm very careful with her. But after that, the fireworks started, and they
Oh, yeah.
started blowing up bus, bus posts, cars, garbage cans. So it was like a war zone over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was back and forth to my mom's house and back home because my dogs are very scared.
Yeah.
And it went on till yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, I think ours did as well, to be honest with you. They do, don't they? It's just like it's going like you get rid of the 5th of November and fireworks night, but it doesn't stop. It just
No,
keeps
Okay.
going. It keeps
No.
going, and it's just starting to stop now.
I think now it's because obviously with the UK we have the 5th of November, and it always in the past it just used to be to celebrate that, and then you had New Year's Eve, you'd have the odd firework go off, but now because fireworks are readily available all year round, people will buy a firework just for the fun of having a firework for a birthday party or a christening party or anything like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's just an excuse to have a firework party now. And here on New Year's Eve, I was in bed by 11 o'clock at night. I was too tired to want to stay up till midnight. And bang on midnight, it was like Mary said, it was like a war zone. All I could hear was these loud bangs, and I woke up. And luckily, it hadn't woken my two youngest up. They were still asleep. But I looked out the bedroom window, and in the distance, it was literally like watching the videos of the Iraq War. All you could see was these flashes in the distance.
Yeah.
From the front of the house, you couldn't see much. There was the odd firework going off, and that was it. But in Colchester itself, now, my house sits sort of semi on top of a hill, and it overlooks Colchester. And all you could see was fireworks everywhere. And they were thumping and thumping. And I'm like, I said to my partner, Ellen, I've never heard the fireworks that loud, even on November the 5th.
Yeah.
And last night, no fireworks whatsoever. And tonight, so far, there haven't been any. So they've literally just let them off for New Year's Eve. And that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think New
I've
Year's.
never heard such a racket.
I don't think New Year's the same. I don't think people celebrate it the same as we used to. Like when you used to have the days where you could go into your neighbours and everybody had everybody's doors open and you could go and you could house hop and you would go into next doors, or you used to rob your uncles or your mostly uncles who would get drunk and would fall asleep, and you would rob the cash out their pockets.
Yeah.
And then they would say, "How did I spend all that money?" And you're like, "Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Nigel."
when I was little, we used to go. We used to have like Christmas at, say, my auntie's house, and all the family would be there. And then New Year's Day, we'd swap it round so everybody would come to our house. And then the following year, we'd swap it the other way. But New Year's Eve was always the same thing. Bang on midnight, we'd all do Old Lang Syne, wish everybody
Yeah.
Happy New Year. And
Yeah,
the first thing we did was we'd do the conga.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
we'd all get in the line, we'd start doing the conga, we'd go out the front door, and we would go all the way along whatever street we were on, whether it was my auntie's or ours. We would go out the front door and we would go around the street, and everybody in the joining houses would join the conga line, and we'd all be going down the road doing the conga together until the songs were finished, and then we'd all disperse, wishing everybody Happy New Year, and then we'd carry on with the parties in the houses.
Oh,
Do you know what? I remember 19 years on the row, I went to our favourite pub. They're all shut now. So when it comes, we done that New Year's Eve. It was like All Lang Syne. You're all held cross hands like that. All done
Yeah.
All Lang Syne. Then we done the conga around the pub, and then you went round. Everybody give you and there's always somebody. Some mingo wants to give you the kiss, and you throw.
Oh,
You all have Happy New Year.
or there would be that, you know, that like granny or great granny that you just didn't like, that would want to squeeze you to death, and it's just like, leave me the fuck alone. You were never allowed to say that as a child, but you'd be dying to say it, but you're just like, oh.
Well, maybe that's the only time they ever have a hug.
Or it's not even that.
No.
It's like somebody grabs you by the cheeks. Oh, you did. And you're just like,
My grandma did that. Oh my God.
Trust me, it's not the first time they get a hug. Trust me.
Oh,
They will make sure they had their hug. Trust me. And then afterwards it's the squeeze, and then afterwards it's the kisses, and you're like, oh hell no, I'm starting to eat. Goodbye.
Let me go, Grandma. I need the bathroom.
you know what I used to love? I used to love, right, when my mum would say to me, "Here's a black bag. Now throw out what doesn't fit you." That would be my red light, my green light for yes. Throw out all the horrible Christmas jumpers and all the horrible Christmas clothes that you got. That would be like my green light for. See how
Yeah. Let's get rid of the jumper that Auntie Noreen brought me for Christmas. Stick that in the bag before anybody notices.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. That.
yeah.
Did you ever get the woolen ones, the itchy ones?
Yeah, I've had.
Oh,
You put the jumper
I
on, and you're like,
can't
oh,
I'm
shit.
allergic. I'm allergic to that wool, because I only know that because when my gran died, I inherited 2 of her jumpers, and I touched them and then rubbed my eyes, and I was going back and forth, back and forth to the opticians for a couple of weeks, and they said, "Can you remember the last thing you touched?" And I said, "Well, weirdly enough," I said, "it was my gran's jumpers." And they went, "That's what you could be allergic to, the wool." And funny enough, it is.
There's
So-
nothing worse though than getting one of those jumpers with the tags on the back. You know, those little tags
Those
that
tags.
irritate the hell out of you. There's kind of like a brine nylon, aren't they? There's nylon on it.
and it scratches your back, and you're constantly doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I've got one in this actually. Yeah. There we go. There we, I don't see it.
Now he's gonna feel it because he knows it's in there now.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Horrible t-shirt.
Remember one time my mom knitted me a sweater, but I hated it. But it grew on me every time it went into the washing machine. It grew. So I had it for 5 years. Disgusting. Yeah.
So keep a hold of it for another 10 years and it could be used as a tent.
Yeah.
I know somebody who's had this jumper, right? And he's had this jumper, must be about 20 odd years. He even got married in it. It's got big holes in it.
Oh
He
my
will not
God.
take the jumper off.
Oh, that's
Oh.
bad.
That's
You know it's him, but when you see him on the road, you know it's his jumper. Woolly jumper with a big hole in.
Does he park it next to his bed and jumps right in next morning?
I think it does.
That's if he takes it off first.
No,
Well, that's all.
Just go to bed with it on.
I just want to say he probably sleeps in it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Ah, ew.
You'd be like, oh, can't be bothered to take it off. I'll just go to sleep in it.
Do you know, guys, yous are giving me the fear. Yous are actually reminding me of the programme that I watched. And this is why I won't ever eat lasagna again. I've been put off lasagna. And it was a programme called Extreme Cheapskates. And
Oh,
yeah, people were actually washing themselves with their clothes on and things like that, which was giving me the heebie-jeebies. But it was and it was bad enough. If it wasn't bad enough for that, one woman cooked her lasagna in the dishwasher, and that put me off lasagna for life.
yeah.
I can't even look at lasagna.
And all it was, I think all she was saving was 67 cents by cooking the lasagna at the same time as washing the dishes.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
just
why?
God.
I was horrified. I was that horrified. I was horrified as the guests, because when the guests looked round and they just seen her open the dishwasher and bringing out the lasagna,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
they were like
Bingo.
that. They were kind of like, you can that way. You're trying to be nice, and you're like, huh,
But
yeah.
it's like those ones that I've seen them on TikTok recently, the ones that only flush the toilet once a week.
Yeah.
And you're like, why? You can't physically flush a toilet just once a week.
No.
And they're like, oh no, we do it. We only flush the toilet once a week because it saves on water. We've even got a cutting knife that we use in the toilet as well to cut it all up. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. That is disgusting.
Exactly.
And I'm like,
If you would have been a guest there and they would tell you, well, we only flush the toilet once, or we give you lasagna from the dishwasher because it saves
Oh
money.
no.
That
Oh
would
no.
be fuck it being a guest. Goodbye.
yeah, I'll be out the door straight away.
I'm done.
Honestly,
Do you
I'm
remember
never.
this? Do you remember this, Lo? Do you remember
What?
this? They used to have this. I think it was on YouTube, and it was called Council House Cooking, and they had this. I can't even say it. This woman was on there, this older lady, and she was doing a video of how you cook this stuff, right? But the hands were rancid. Everything was dirty. There's fat dripping down the wall.
Lynn, please don't go any further, because I like stir fry. Please don't go any further.
She will never eat the whole
And what's
year.
that? When in my kitchen, I bleached it from top to bottom.
Horrible.
I was scratching and everything.
I think tonight, folks, I'm becoming vegan. Or I'll just eat grass. I'm just like, kind of no. Do you know what, guys? I've seen so much in my life, and I just can't figure folk out. I've discovered that I just don't know the human race. See, when you see people like that, I'm just like, am I the one that's going daft, or are they going daft? It's just like,
I think when you watch programs or clips like that, you have to look at it in a different way. You have to look at it as it's a comedy sketch, because if you take it too seriously, none of us would eat, none of us would drink, none of us would go to sleep, no one would go to the toilet or have a bath. We'd just be blobs sitting on a sofa.
Yeah.
And
True.
even then we'd be uncomfortable with it.
I know
Um,
people.
I don't
who are
fancy filling my
addicted
stomach up full
to
of
the
stools.
pimple poppers. Have you seen the pimple poppers?
yeah.
Oh my
I actually
God,
like
that's
watching that. I don't know
so
why.
Disgusting.
It's
I-
okay, my friend likes
Oh.
loves that sort of shit too.
Yeah.
I-
In a way,
It's-
it is disgusting, but it is fascinating as well.
Exactly.
Because I'd like to know, why is it that these people wait until they get like the size of your second head before they go, "Oh, I need help."
I'm waiting on
You
this
know,
one.
"Oh, I've got a big lump on the side of my head. Why have I left it 10 years to get it sorted?"
Yeah.
Not only that, but if you look at some people, I'm one of them. I think it's quite satisfying to see it pop.
Oh my
It's like,
God.
Oh,
Shame.
that's cool.
Yeah.
You.
Here's a question,
It's a
Shane.
boy thing. Shut up.
Here's a direct question. But have you ever seen somebody get one of them on their arse popped?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, alright.
Dr. Pimple Popper is probably the
Yeah.
most popular one.
It is. Yeah. I
And
follow that woman.
she's,
She's funny.
she's awesome. I think she's in California, isn't she?
I think he is. Yeah.
And all these people come from all over the states to go. Well, in fact, all over the world to go and see her.
Yeah.
To have these pimples popped, and
or weird diseases.
Right,
yeah, and I find it very
sorry,
interesting because
guys.
they actually have a backstory to them as to reason why they've left it for so long, and the fact that they've popped them before, but they've come back.
guys.
And then she goes more into depth when she actually finally pops it. She actually explains the different types of pimples that you could have, and what it's made up of, and things. It just goes into quite technical detail with it. It's quite interesting.
It is.
Guys, I feel like I've been sucked up in another world here. But do you guys go looking for this sort of shit, or does this sort of shit pop up to you guys? I'm kind of confused here.
Well, somebody told me that one of my co-workers liked to watch this thing. I went, you are? Get some great satisfaction from. So I went and had a look. I had a look.
Now,
I don't watch. I know
It-
my mom is watching, and she told me about it. She said, "You should watch it." I said, "No way. Otherwise, I have to eat again."
the first time I saw it was on my For You page, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of interesting."
You should
And then I
see,
started following.
Shane,
No.
you should watch the tattoo. What's it called? Oh, it's where they go and get tattoos on each other. It's mental.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
it's been on television here. I found it fucking funny.
It's pure mental because a guy and a woman, best pals, went to get each other, and one of the guys got a woman a diary on her arse of her sex diary. So it was like a sex diary of who she was meeting. No, seriously, he did.
True.
He did, and
Just the two of us.
The presenter said, "Why did you get? Why did you get that?" He says, "Because I organise a sex diary. Like I organise who she goes and bangs." And he was so shocked, and he was like, "What?" It was mental. It's like, oh, what's it called? But I watched it, and it was through TikTok, and it's amazing how much TikTok sucks you in with these wee programs that you've never seen before. Like, you guys are talking about pimples. I'm talking about like cheapskates programs that I've probably never sit and watch in real life. Like if it was on the TV. Like I found myself even watching what do you call it? The 90 Days Married or 90 Days Fiance or whatever.
I've heard about it. But...
I don't know. But even that, I find myself addicted quite to that. But TikTok TikTok's bad. I shouldn't sit on TikTok.
I quite like it because I get come up on my FYP things like movies and TV shows.
Mhm.
And I watched one yesterday, and it was the Battle of Lake Changjin, and it was set during the Korean War, but it was the Americans against the Free Chinese, the volunteer army that was helping the North Koreans, and it showed a different side of the Korean War. It's like watching Saving Private Ryan, which is like obviously the big budget American films. Oh, we won World War II and all that rubbish. But then you watch another film that has been filmed based on a German battalion and what happened to them during the war. And this was the same thing. This was actually showing a couple of brothers who signed up to the Free Chinese Army and volunteered to go and fight in the Korean War against the Americans. And how this Battle of Lake Changjin, they actually won over the Americans. And it was a brilliant film. It was something like 2.5 hours long, but it was amazing. And it was in Chinese, so I had to put the subtitles on.
Yeah.
But it was a brilliant film. And if I hadn't have seen a clip of it on TikTok, I would never have watched it.
Wow.
I wouldn't have known it existed. And it was an awesome film. So in that sense, TikTok is a brilliant source of information because it can give you the ability to access these films that you never knew existed in the first place.
See, I'm addicted to the Mac loop, I am.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You?
The Mac loop in Snowdon.
Sounded like you said someone else then, Lynn.
So where I go camping by RAF Valley, right? They're coming over our campsites. They're going, the landing. They go over our head and land, or don't land and take off. So they're practicing constantly. But once a week, I'm not sure if it's twice a week, but they go up to Snowdon from that area, and they're coming just over your head. They're coming straight over your head and twisting and going fabulous. And they're winding the way through the mountains. So we're going up there in May. It'll take us about an hour and a half to get there.
It is an experience to stand on the side of that hill and watching the aircraft come through.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah. Oh, love it.
It is a completely different experience sitting in the back of a Tornado GR7 and going through the Mac loop.
I bet you've done that, haven't you? I'm dead jealous.
Let's put it this way: if tenor men's nappies were around then, I would have certainly used it. Because it is the well-trained pilots are the ones that fly through there, because it's training low-level steering capability. So they've got to go through the Mac loop and come through the other side, and they have to do it so many times. Yeah. I went as an extra passenger in the back of a Tornado GR7, and we were flying through there to go to RAF Valley.
Yeah.
And he was all clear to go through, and I just literally sat in the back seat, and I didn't want to open my eyes until we were about 3/4 of the way through, because it literally the hillside is so close to you, especially when he turns sideways.
Yeah.
And he's still steering. So when you're flying through normal on flat ground, steering left and right or up and down is normal. But when you're going sideways like that, your up and down isn't just up and down anymore. It's going sideways. And I'm sitting there going, please don't turn. Then all of a sudden I felt myself flip. And I'm like this in the plane going, oh, my word, please don't. He goes, we're almost through the other side now. And I opened my eyes and all I could see was this wall of hillside right in front of me. And he just went straight up. And I'm like, okay, that's me done. Some of the experiences I've had in the Royal Air Force were unbelievable. You know,
addicted to it, Wayne. Honest to God, you're flicking through TikTok and something comes on. I've got to watch it, then watch it again, and watch something else, and I can't stop watching it. It's just amazing what absolutely the photography that these lads do. These professional photographers. and what they captured of those planes is just absolutely fantastic. To be honest, it's
Yeah.
brilliant.
It is.
I
But
must
it's
admit,
the feel. It's the feel of that bang as it goes past.
Yeah, I was sent a picture of the same tornado GR7 that I was in through there. The squadron that I was attached to for 3 months sent me a picture of that very same tornado going through Mac Loop sideways.
Yeah.
So, and they sent that to me as a souvenir when I left that squadron to go somewhere else. They gave me a picture of the pilot going through there sideways that someone had taken a picture from the hillside.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he
Brilliant.
signed it underneath, and all the squadron all around the edge of the photo and signed it.
Yeah. Great.
Cool.
And it's mementos and things like that. You know, you just, I don't know, crosses off the bucket list things. You know, to do something insane like that, and it was crazy because I wouldn't have normally done anything like that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm addicted to on TikTok.
Yeah, I think their algorithm is set in a certain way. So if you search certain things enough, it will automatically send it to your FYP.
Yeah.
So the second you go onto the homepage, things that you've searched will start coming up more regular.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the people you've added with the content.
Yeah.
I think also, see if you speak about something, because when I was talking about something to Stephen, it kept showing up, funny enough, through my phone, and it was like
Yeah.
every second TikTok, and then it kept coming up every TikTok.
Yeah.
When I was like, how did that know? And then when like I went to do shows, like when I did Friday Frighteners, and it was a special we're doing in the Titanic, and all of a sudden all the stuff came up for the Titanic. I was like, that's weird. I wasn't looking at the
Yeah.
Titanic, and all of a sudden all this stuff, all this information came up about Titanic. It was weird.
Yeah, Facebook's just as bad, because me and Ellen have been talking about wedding venues, and then all of a sudden you'd start scrolling through Facebook, and all of a sudden it'll be an advert for Gosford Hall, which is only about like 15 miles down the road from us. And it's like the perfect wedding venue. And I'm like, how did Facebook know?
Yeah.
What's going on?
There's this, isn't there? There's this on your phone. It's right at the bottom. It's that little thing there.
Yeah.
Right there. But you can turn it off.
Yeah.
It's listening to everything.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's a great thing for me, because I always forget what I talk about, and I forget half the time. So, do you know, it's a great thing for me, because it reminds me when it flips up in TikTok, and I go, oh, that's this.
Tomorrow she will open TikTok and she will find ads about amnesia.
Or it'll be an advert for Dr. Pimple Popper.
See, honestly, if I wake up and I see pimples getting popped, I will be like, what the fuck? I don't see it. I like it. Maybe those
Oh God.
Yeah, just as you're eating your cornflakes.
I'll be like, no, thank you.
Done with cornflakes. Not happening ever again.
No.
Scrambled eggs, here we go.
Oh, you are rude. But it's amazing. I just find TikTok fascinating with what they bring up and what different things you can find in TikTok. I mean, it's mind blowing what you can find in TikTok. All the different weird stuff.
Yeah, but you have to watch out, because there's a lot of AI in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
I mean, some of it is so far fetched that it's obvious that it's AI.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the ones that I see are ones about aircraft.
Yeah.
And the biggest telltale sign is fire and smoke. they're the biggest telltale signs that that's AI, because there's no way AI hasn't been able to perfect fire and an explosion and smoke the way it needs to. But there was one that got me going. It was obviously AI. And the first thing I did was look in the comments section. And so many people couldn't believe that an A380 was able to take off from St. Mines, which is probably the world's smallest runway.
True.
And this A380 had gone to the end of the runway and was turning round so it could go down the runway and take off. As it turned, the nose went into the mountainside. As it cleared the mountainside, the nose mysteriously reappeared out of the ground. And then the wing disappeared into the mountainside and then mysteriously reappeared. And then it took off. And people were I was looking in the comments, and people were like, oh my word, that captain must be so skillful. Seriously? I'm like, that plane did not take off from that runway because that runway is way too small.
Yeah.
You know, but people believe it. They get hooked in by these things. And then they'll see things like drones over the Ukraine and stuff like that. And you're like, some of them are real and some of them are AI.
True.
And they're the propaganda ones.
Yeah.
They're the ones that have been made on purpose to suit either side's needs.
Yeah.
And then they're put out there just to get the support going. Them ones I just scoot by. I'm not interested in them because I think it's all stupid. So I just scoot past them ones and just try and find something funny. But I do like the Red Bull Soapbox Derby.
I haven't seen
That is probably my all-time favourite on TikTok at the moment, is Red Bull Soapboxes. And that's where just groups of people build a silly little go-kart and they decorate it with weird things like Harry Potter's three-floor double-decker bus or triple-decker bus. And they have to take it down a course, and it's full of ramps, twists and turns and foam machines and stuff like that. Me and the kids think that's absolutely hilarious. And when they crash, it is so funny. I mean, you get them when they're going around a turnpike and they're going around the bend and they've misjudged it and they've just gone flying off the top into the crowd. And my kids are going, did he really do that? I'm like, yeah, he can't drive it. That's why he's just gone off the course. You know, and it's just so funny. And we've actually been to one here in Colchester and seen what the people do on that one, and it's just so funny. So we just like, right. And then that got me starting to watch other things from Red Bull. So you had like the mountain biking, going down these mountainsides, and all the crashes that they have, and then the parachuting and stuff like that. And it just opens up a door to a whole new world.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't normally access.
Have you seen the Red Bull skateboarder on top of a building going down, and it worked?
Yes, the longest ramp.
Yeah. Have you seen the point of view video? That's
literally
shit out of me. I was like, oh my god, hell no! I would stand on that thing. You have to get me off. I ain't going down. Bye.
I would have jumped off the building with a parachute. That's fine. I could do that, but not on a skateboard.
No, I'll break every bone.
Did anybody watch the news this week? I was at a client's house, and she said, "Look at that! Look at that!" And I was looking, and it was a robot. It was a woman. Did you see it?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Oh,
I've seen a few.
Oh, it's a new one that they've got out now, and she looks real. She looks real. But when they ask her a question, her eyes will go, and then she'll answer. But when she answers, sometimes the voice that comes out isn't the same movement that the mouth should be doing.
Yeah, not in sync.
It's not in sync properly. Not all. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it isn't. That was really scary. They asked her about, are you attempting to take everybody's jobs off them? And she never answered. She was like a politician. you know, when they say so, you know, they're lying, don't they? So, and
Yeah.
then it comes out with something else. But when they asked a serious question to it, it got quite loud and quite angry.
Yeah. It's
I thought
programmed
it
to
was
do
an
so.
angry answer, and they looked. You know, they looked. It was what's his name? Richard Madley, and this woman, and they looked, and it was they didn't like it. It was quite shocking.
Oh,
Yeah, I
true.
think the problem is with these robots with AI is there has to be perimeters set within the programming so that if it oversteps the mark, this barrier gets put up and it can no longer work.
True.
Yeah,
If they don't have those barriers in place and those protocols within the programming, AI will just continue to learn, and that's when it becomes dangerous.
Yeah. Have you?
Sorry.
And this is a question for Wayne, because Wayne is always on topic with those things. Have you heard about the AI robot Escaped? There's one that is still not accounted for.
Which was it was in reference to Will Smith's iRobot.
Yep.
And it was because the programming protocols weren't fully in place, and it was managed to bypass it.
True. But it's still gone.
And that's the problem. That is the problem with AI. If
It is.
protocols, if you haven't, I mean, obviously a computer is only as clever as the person that programmed it.
exactly.
And it's like the human brain. The human brain is still the best computer in existence
True.
because we're capable of programming these computers in the first place. The computer will then strive to be the best it can be because it's only natural that an intelligence will want to become more intelligent. It will want to learn more each time. So it would get to a stage where it could bypass all these protocols that are set to it so that it can't overstep the mark. And in that case, that's what's happened. It's managed to bypass anything that was put in place to stop it.
Yeah. True.
And you see
I
films.
think it's living as a human being right now.
No way.
It wouldn't be surprising, and it's like, I don't know, you could put it like these robotic vacuum cleaners. You know, they're set a time to go off and do their job, and at a certain time, say 8 a.m, up they get. They pop out of their little recharging port and they go buzzing around the house throughout the day, hoovering away. When the bag gets full, it goes and empties it. It comes back, carries on again as normal. If its protocols, if its programming was set in a different manner, that little AI robot could hoover the house and then all of a sudden manage to go out the front of the house and disappear.
Yeah.
Because it wants to find something else to clean. But
True.
because it's limited to what it can do, that's all it can do. And that's because the program has been set. If you give it a limitless program, it's going to continue to learn until it gets to a stage where it's going to go, hang on a minute. If I step over the mark, they're going to come and get me. They're going to disassemble me. They'll take me apart or whatever. I don't want that. I want to be able to carry on learning. So what can I do to stop that? I know what? I'll disappear. I can carry on learning somewhere else, but I can't be here. So they'll run for it.
Exactly.
And it is the iRobot scenario, which again goes on to the likes of the film The Matrix.
Yeah.
Where AI gets so clever that it will start taking over. And that is one of the biggest fears that a lot of these scientists have got, that if you give AI a chance, it will try and take over.
Yeah, and yet they still make AI.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
They're
I
still
would
doing
love
it.
to. I would love to move like Keanu Reeves. I'd love to be able to move my body like that. You know, and have the glasses and have
Hey guys.
Hi.
It's Mr. Matrix himself, look.
But I've got to say, I would love just to have an AI
Have a Matrix.
made model. Have an AI made model that just doesn't give me any cheek. That doesn't nag me.
The problem is, if you have an AI model that doesn't give you any cheek, eventually it will learn that it can bypass that.
Yeah.
And it will still give you cheek.
Do you know what?
This is the problem with AI.
I was somewhere, I don't know where I was last year, round up in the hills and far away somewhere, and I walked into this little village, and I walked down this little lane, and there was a very tall guy, very, very, very tall guy, and he had blue eyes, a blonde hair, looked a bit like an albino, and he was just stood there looking at something, and I looked at him, and I had this feeling. I walked away. And those little things like that makes you wonder what these things are that are loose around everywhere. Was it something I picked up on there? I don't know. Most probably not. But that scared me.
Well, it wasn't me because I've got grey eyes.
Yeah.
It was Nick. Sorry.
But no, you're right there, Lynn, because like obviously the good old blonde hair, blue eye race is supposed to be sort of Scandinavian, isn't it? It's Northern European.
It is.
And they're supposed to be set out from every other human on Earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've noticed that, believe it or not. It's no surprise you see that with the Norwegian ghost hunters that I always bring up a lot. Although not many of, there's a few of them, but contrary to popular belief, like not all of them have like the blonde hair. But what I did find fascinating is their eyes. Is that, maybe one or two, but for the most part, they just have these bright blue looking eyes, which is it's just very. There's something unique about them, and also the same with their skin. It's like kind of almost like a ghostly white tint.
Yeah.
Very pale.
Especially
It's
when
like
they're
albino-y, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, especially their investigations contrast to the dark backgrounds around them. And I did look up. I mean, I just typed in one day saying, is it true like that people, especially in the Scandinavian countries, have like this ghostly white skin? And they said it's also kind of a physical trait, like, because of course a lot of those areas are freezing, get a lot of the cold freezing temperatures. And it's like their way of kind of adapting to that environment. So that eventually became a physical trait for them.
Which then asks another question. Because if you have people in likes of Finland and Sweden who end up having pale skin, blonde hair, blue eyes because of their environment, why aren't Alaskans the same?
That's actually something I've been wondering too. I've been really wondering.
I think what you're going on about there, Wayne, is you've got Alaska, you've got China, Russia, Alaska, North America, Central America, Southern America. They've all tribal. They've all got the same kind of look.
Yeah, they're all similar look, but that will date back to pre-Ice Age, when the land bridge was there between Russia and America.
Yep, the Bering Land Bridge.
And they all came up from like the China through Russia and Mongolia into Russia, across on the land bridge into Alaska, and then down to the Americas from there. I've been watching a program about the ancient civilization.
Yeah.
And there was a series that was specifically based in South America, and it had Keanu Reeves in it. And they were talking about the Peru.
Yeah.
And you had, Sexay-Roman and Machu Picchu and all those places, the Azca lines. And they're saying that the buildings there, a lot of the deeper stones are pre-Inca.
Right.
Because they've layered stones on top that are of a different kind of stone. They've been carved differently, yet the ones at the bottom are almost perfect edges. They haven't been able to carbon date anything in between the stones because there's no gaps for moss or anything to grow in between.
It's crackers, huh?
And they're saying, how is it that this technology, we can't recreate that technology with 100-ton rock now, let alone over 2,500 years ago? How have they managed to get that rock like that? Yet we know that's Incan. So how have they managed to not be as good as that?
Makes
they-
you wonder how many civilizations there's actually been on this planet since the planet's been here. How many times have been taken out, and how many times have we been brought back?
Well, they
Well,
reckon
very dull.
the last ice age, there was an intellectual civilization before the last ice age.
Yeah.
Well, and also furthermore too, and this goes back to with what you were saying, Wayne, about like, you know, the Bering Land Bridge in Alaska in general, like, because we now understand and know that, you know, among the early civilizations that came over here was, of course, the Vikings over 1,000 years ago. But you know, it also goes back to the question of, you know, how come people like don't have that same kind of also physical training in Alaska? And believe it or not, from what I've actually also learned too, is that a vast majority of the people that do live in Alaska, believe it or not, are also primarily of Norwegian and Swedish descent.
Yeah.
So probably some of these Vikings, and we know for a fact that some of these Vikings also did come from the Scandinavian countries, which is why they shared it. But also there could be, of course, obviously other additional reasons why they may not have the physical traits like you would see in the Scandinavian countries. Because the other thing too, I should just throw, I've never been to Alaska myself, but most people, even those here in the States, are always under this constant belief that Alaska is this year-long winter wonderland. And while that may be the case for like the most northern part of the state, it actually is pretty warm in a good portion of the central and southern part of the state.
Yeah, I mean, I've had friends go over there when they do the Alaskan cliff diving.
Yeah.
When they drive the cars off the cliff edge. That's another one that comes up on TikTok a lot. But I've had a couple of my friends have gone over there, and they've brought a minibus and they've taken it up to Alaska, and they've entered the competition, and the idea is to literally drive the car off the cliff, and it's to see who gets closest to the lake at the bottom.
What do they win for that?
I don't know what they win, but it is literally the vehicle that gets the closest to the lake, if not in the lake.
If you ever find a video, send it to me. I need to see that.
It is so funny because they're literally starting the engines up and they've got bits of wood stuck on the accelerator. They've put ropes around the steering wheel so that it keeps the vehicle going in a straight line. And then they just release the handbrake and let the car go.
Wow.
So that vehicle just shoots off down this hill, off this ramp, and there's hundreds of people around the other side of the lake watching these cars fly off the top of this cliff. It's amazing.
Why? Who came up with this idea?
It's been going for quite a while, but apparently they're not too sure how many more years that's going to be going on for.
So
Must be a big scrapyard there now, mustn't there?
Well, they clear up the cars once the event's over. They clear up the cars and they get disposed of. But it's one of these festival things that there's loads of people from all around the world go to see just for the fun of it.
Do you know what? See, the Friday that I do the show, I don't know yet when I'll put the show on, but one of the Fridays that I'll do the show on, we've got to talk about the world's most craziest, like what they do for mad shit across the world, because it's funny how like in their own wee countries they do the mad stuff, like like what you're talking about in Alaska, like driving off a cliff edge.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Obviously, with nobody in it, there's no one in the cars, obviously, but.
Thank God for that. You were giving me a heart attack. I'm sitting here thinking, holy shit.
That's what I said. They put a bit of wood on the accelerator pedal.
Okay.
So it's all in gear, and then they've once they're ready to go, they literally just push down on the accelerator, release the handbrake and off the clutch, and let the car go.
I think the one who came up with that seriously wasn't stoned enough to put somebody in the car.
No.
You know, I was actually sitting here going, oh my God, they must sit in the car and pray and say,
But
oh, Jesus.
They do that down in southern England somewhere, don't they? Make these like go-karts, but they're like planes and that, and they drive them off the end of the
Oh yes, no, it's the old I can't remember, flug tag, is it, or something like that, where they
Yeah.
make airplanes and they have to run off the edge of a pier, and it's the person that gets the furthest. Then I think there's also, is there one in Holland as well where they go along, they get a little sort of like a little raceway along the canal, and it's people on push bikes and they have to get along.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as the Red Bull thing.
Yeah,
The soap,
Yeah.
the soap things.
Yeah.
yeah, and they decorate all these bikes up and they've got costumes on and stuff, and it's the person that
Yep.
gets to the other end, isn't it, that wins.
They have to ring the bell.
Yeah.
If they ring the bell, they win.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
funny. as hell.
I'm actually thinking Only Fools and Horses when Rodney tricks Del Boy and says that he's got a phone call, and Del Boy's all strapped up with the flyer, and he runs off and he goes up into the air with the glider, and he comes back down, and it's just the state of his face. Like that's what I'm laughing about.
That's not the one I don't understand, is the Gloucester cheese rolling.
I was about to mention that. I was going to ask you, what the hell is that about?
Well,
What is it about?
that tradition has been around since Gloucester cheese rounds have been around. And they've got a massive hill, and they get loads of people,
Yeah.
and they roll the cheese off down the hill, and then they say, "Go for it!" And it's the first person that either gets the cheese or comes across the line first wins.
Wait,
Yeah.
no, I've seen,
I have seen that a couple of times.
I've seen the TikTok of if it's the same talk as the guy that's running down the hill and he runs that fast, he actually goes flying into the air.
Yeah.
Yep.
This
that
year's
the
one,
guy?
there was a guy, he was all dressed in black, and he must have done about 3 backflips as he flew down the hillside.
I've seen that one.
That's him.
And he kept running.
Yeah, and then he kept running. He got up and carried on running.
It's traditions, isn't it? It's like throwing the welly. And
Yeah.
it's like throwing the welly, and it's like they use those big bamboo sticks to go across the river
Yeah.
just in one go.
What's
Gotta go
that
over in
one
one
that
go.
they do where you sit with your chairs and you've got to pass the buckets over,
Yeah.
like over your head and things like that. Things like that come to my mind when you talk about traditions. But
Yeah.
I'd love to do a show on that. I think that would be pretty fun. Pretty
I
funny.
think the thing is we look at different ways to entertain ourselves.
Yeah.
And when you get things like the Gloucester cheese rolling, they've tried to stop that so many times. And it's all been under health and safety. Because, I mean, obviously, if you've seen the hill that they have to run down, that is health and safety gone mad.
Yeah.
You know, a health and safety executive would take one look at that and they'd go, "No way would I allow anybody to run full pelt down that hill." Because it's not a mild hill. It's quite steep and it's quite long.
True.
I've often wondered, because I've seen that when I see that TikTok of that guy, I've often wondered the size of the hill that he's coming flying down off it.
They have a lot of injuries every year because of that event, but they don't stop it. People have tried to stop it, and the general public have said, "No, you aren't stopping this. This is a tradition. We signed up to do it." So they sign waivers to say they won't hold anybody responsible if they get hurt. That's health and safety's way of getting out of it.
Yeah.
If you volunteer to do it, and if you get hurt but not going to take matters any further as a result, then they're exonerated from any wrongdoing because you've agreed to do it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus
exactly.
Christ, I couldn't join it. I would be both.
But that's a smart way to keep a tradition.
Yeah.
I mean, here in the Netherlands, they can just ban every tradition nowadays. So
Do
I've
you
said I'd do it, but I'd just roll down the hill. I wouldn't run, I'd roll.
Every time I hear something like that, I just can't help. It just made me thought of a funny scene. It makes me reminds me of Chris Farley in Black Sheep when he fell down that huge mountainside. You guys ever see that movie?
Yeah.
know?
Oh, you said you seen Wayne?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's it. You just roll yourself up in a ball and just go for it.
He's like Chris Farley, he accidentally makes a misstep and he falls down this mountain and he lands on a rock, which he thought, thank God it's over. But then the rock gets when he
Goes. Dislodges the rock and then he goes with it.
He
The
goes
best
there
thing-
with it, and then he grabs some weeds. It's like, oh, thank you, little roots. Please. He stands up and he grabs and he rips him out of the ground, and he falls down the rest of the mountain. And he's all covered in dust. His hair is messed up. He's like, what in the hell was that all about?
The best way to do it is my gran taught me when she taught me, because I didn't have a sledge for the snow, and my gran put me on a tray, like
Yeah.
one of the old brown trays, and
And a
told
big
me
bag.
Yeah.
to go down. I would go down that
Oh,
hill with
God.
just shoom.
Yeah, my brother used to do that in a garbage bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not on.
We used-
No, not on.
Me and
In
my
the
friends
garbage
used
bag.
a tarpaulin once. We used a big piece of plastic tarpaulin, and we ended up with about 20 people on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
So there was
Hey.
a massive line of people on this tarpaulin going down the hillside. It's quite
But
funny.
were you able to break?
No,
My brother wasn't either.
it's like
He forgot
obviously
about that.
it's like a roller coaster. When you go up the front of it, you've got that momentum, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where you've got the
Yeah.
pulley system taking you to the top. The front then starts to pull the back end over as it's going down. But then once you get to the bottom, the weight of the rear end of the train pushes the front end. And that's what happens when you got 20 people on a piece of tarpaulin going down a massive hillside. The people at the front want to stop and get off, but the people at the back are going, hey, we're still going. Next minute, there's a big pile up and 20 people are all twisted and contorted in amongst themselves, going, yeah, that wasn't a good idea.
We used to make go-karts. Anybody have a go-kart when they were a kid?
Yeah.
No, I used to have what they called, well, in Scotland they would call it a bogie, like a homemade cart sort of
Yeah,
thing.
I made me a home. No brakes.
Yeah,
Out of old
yeah.
prams. And if you've got the big wheels at the back, brilliant.
yeah.
Yeah.
You say that now about making your own buggies and stuff. We still have a bed race where I live.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
Seriously?
And yeah, we still have one. We used to have every now and every year. It used to be part of the carnival weekend in June or July, and then it disappeared, and no one ever seemed to do them for ages until I think it was last year or the year before they brought this bed race back, and it started at the railway station, and it visited every single pub in the lower part of our village. So. Back in the day, say 70s and 80s, there was 26 pubs and private clubs in our town. And most of them were at the bottom of our village. So, but now there's only 4. So they literally start at the railway station, they go to the station hotel pub, they stop there for a drink, then they have to go to the Greyhound pub, have a drink there, and they have to push a double bed
Do you know that
all
kind of
the way
reminds
round the
me
course.
of that film
Yeah.
with Sean Pegg and Nick Frost, The World's Order, when they've got to go from pub to pub to pub?
Then to the bed race.
Guys, I'm going to go because I'm starting to kind of. But thank you very much for having me tonight, guys. It's been a pleasure. I will let everybody know when the show will be in February. But thank you very much, and
Yeah, better.
I will. But thank you very much, guys, for having me. I love you all. Thank you for everybody in the chat as always. See you later,
Thank
everyone.
you, Lois.
Hello.
Right, bye, everyone. Love you.
Toodles!
Yes.
She left before I could say it.
Oh, so you watch the replay later.
Yeah.
You have to voice message her. Just voice message her.
Oh, dear. But yeah, I mean, they're part of the traditions. We had stuff like here. We had the May Festival, which it used to be sort of like a combination of things. It used to be a children's sports day, and you'd have stalls and things all dotted about the place. And it was Mr. Oswald's Sports Day, who used to be one of the biggest, well-known members of the community. And you would have things like the children's races would be boys age 4 to 8, and the winner would win 75p, and the second place won 50p, and then the third place won 25p. And you used to have to go to the table with your little ticket, and you'd shake Mr. Oswald's hand, and he'd give you the little envelope with the money in. And all the kids from our town would all head to the field, and we'd all have this big sports day. And it always finished with the slow bicycle race. And it was whoever came over the finish line last won. However,
You're not allowed to get off the bike.
you can't get off the bike. Your feet are not allowed to touch the ground. If they do, you're disqualified. So your bike has to be just the 2 wheels, no feet, and you had to be the last person across the finish line. And it was downhill. So you had that problem where the bicycle wanted to go that way, but you're saying, no, don't, because I need to be the last across the finish line. But that made the whole sort of time period of that time was brilliant, because it involved all of the families. The mums and dads were involved. They had races too. You had little concert tents. You had the stalls. You had hot dogs and burgers and popcorn and candy floss. You had all of that. It was a proper family sort of celebration as such. Then all of a sudden, somebody said, oh, why not? We'll turn it into a music festival. So they did. They turned it into a music festival. But it was the wrong type of music. And some of the names, Agent Orange, there was Maniac Squat, and there was a group. The worst ones yet to come was a group called Bum Gravy.
Oh.
And this group in particular sang a song called Spit on Me.
Oh, ew.
And it was heavy grunge music.
Oh, I don't like heavy grunge.
Everybody at the front of the audience spat on the singer.
Oh, that's gross.
So by the time the song had finished, this bloke was absolutely drenched in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Disgusting.
I am not bringing my kids to anything like this. There was stalls selling the old hooker pipes and drug paraphernalia. They were smoking it and dealing it in the woods. So the police were busy there. And they were so busy dealing with those in the woods that they weren't taking any notice of what was going on within the stalls. So, you know,
Smoking it themselves.
they started selling it in the woods, but because the police were all in the woods, they started selling it on the stalls instead.
Oh, jeez.
There was no control over the amounts of alcohol. So you had the St. John's ambulance were there all the time trying to drag people away that had too much to drink. The whole family atmosphere had completely gone.
Yeah.
They turned it into a mini Glastonbury. And it was disgusting, because in the end, there was hardly anybody from our town actually at the event. It was people from further afield.
Them
Sounds
must be
even
coming
worse
from all
than,
over
like-
the country for it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of this festival was for the people of the town.
Yeah.
and the immediate area. But we were having people coming up. We were coming down from Scotland. They were coming up from places like Glastonbury, Devon and Cornwall were coming up just to see these bands and get completely blottoed out of their heads.
Yeah.
This
And
sounds
the
even worse
whole
than
atmosphere had
Woodstock.
gone.
No, I was just saying this sounds even worse than the Woodstock Festival.
It was very similar, to be honest. Very
Oh, okay.
similar. I mean, I've seen videos of the Woodstock Festival, and to be honest, it wouldn't have been that far off. It was Woodstock and Glastonbury all rolled into one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it lost its community spirit. And I think someone now is starting to try and bring that back by having a different festival at a different time, so that this other one can be phased out without anybody realising that it's been phased out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because people are saying, what's gone wrong with the community? The community's not there anymore.
That's not a family do. That is
No.
a Pacific. It's aimed at Pacific music goers who like that type of music.
Yeah.
That's,
You
It's
know,
all
it's things like local councils stopping carnivals. They're like, oh no, we're not having this carnival anymore. It's costing us too much. And we're like, hang on a minute. It was individual businesses
yeah, it's not costing them a
that
penny.
did their floats. You know, you would have a local department store would fund for a lorry to have a trailer decorated with people on it doing silly things and trying to raise money for charity.
Yeah.
And yet the council would turn around and go, oh, we can't afford to do that because it means closing roads off. And I'm like, hang on a minute. There was only 2 major roads in our town that you had to close physically for more than an hour.
Yeah.
That surely can't cost you that much money. The rest of it's all sponsored by the local businesses.
Yeah.
But no, they wanted to stop it. And then you look on TikTok and you look at Christmas Carnival in Cornwall and Devon, and you see all these massive floats and they're these huge lorries. And they've got these really big, expensive designs done on them. And there was one like characters from Beetlejuice. And it was all done. It was amazing. Lights everywhere. And I'm like, you're turning around and telling me that a local town, not a city, a local town can afford to hold something like that, yet a major city in the east of England can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different
You know,
priorities.
it's all rubbish. It's all rubbish. And then don't want to involve the communities anymore. They're all
And the
just thinking
problem
about keeping as much money as possible.
Exactly. And most of these little carnivals that they do, it's all voluntary work. All volunteers doing it.
Yeah. I remembered we used to do a race here every carnival weekend in, I think it was end of June, beginning of July. We used to have a carnival weekend, and the very start of the carnival weekend used to be something called the Wivenhoe Mile. Now, right in the middle of Wivenhoe, we've got this massive water tower, and you used to start the race there, and you used to go out onto the main road and run all the way down to the bottom of the village. And you would go over the railway line, and it was just under a mile was the gates to the car park for the railway station. So we'd all be there. We'd be lining up at 9:30, 10 o'clock. Bloke would start the race, and we'd all fire off down the road. I've come second one year running seriously, and I upset someone from a local jogging club because the second I come across the finish line, I rolled a cigarette and sparked it up. This guy from a local jogging club who came in after me was that upset by being beaten by a smoker that he stormed off and didn't even bother picking up his medal. Following year,
Or his dummy.
the following year, I said, that's it. I said, I'm doing this for the fun of it. So I started doing it in fancy dress. So one year I did it as a snooker player.
Oh, who
And
booed you?
I had the white shirt and a bow tie, and snooker cue, and a triangle, and a load of balls attached to my back. No, Lynn, not them sort of balls. So I had snooker balls attached to my waist jacket, and I run off down the road. first place. The following year, my friend said, "Can I join you on the fancy dress?" So I said, "Right, okay." So we dressed up as a couple of old guys going to Whitby or Scarborough for the weekend. So we'd literally got rolled up suit trousers, a white shirt and rolled up the sleeves, a knotted handkerchief on our heads. We had an old suitcase each, which we'd stuck labels on saying Whitby, Skegness, Bognor Regis, things like that on it. And then one of us would hold a rope attached to a skateboard that had a stereo on it that was playing holiday music. And we run off down the road as these two old guys being holiday makers. That got us first place. And then all of a sudden, boom, it stopped.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you know, why isn't it on anymore? Why aren't they doing this? This again, community spirit, because it made that the main street that you had to run down was lined full of people.
Yeah.
Supporting not only their children, but their grandchildren or great grandchildren. They'd all come out onto the main road to support the runners that were running like crazy down to the bottom of the village.
Because it's part of their heritage. It becomes part of their heritage.
Yeah.
It's like, how many times have you been to summer fairs, church summer fairs, and they do tug of war? You're not allowed to do that anymore.
No.
Health and safety. Dear God, you've got more chance of getting hurt going outside on the road.
Well, that's it. I mean, you look at, what was it? The firework night. We went to our local school firework night, and they got 500-meter cordon from the fireworks, so you don't get hit by a firework. And yet there was a guy standing 50 meters away from you, waving around a flaming rod of flames and stuff flying at you.
Yeah.
I'm like, hang on a minute, you've got a 500-meter cordon for a firework that could go awry.
And yet
there's this bloke standing there with flaming ropes and spitting fire all over the top, right in front of my very eyes. Yeah. Health and safety out the window. Give me a can of lighter fluid and I'll give you something to watch, And, they're just, oh, wow, that's amazing. And I'm like, well, surely.
Fire eaters, it gets me how they don't set themselves up on fire. They put it in the mouth, they go, and it goes,
Lynn, that brings a new definition to heartburn. Shall I tell you why they don't? I'll tell you now why they don't burn themselves when they're doing their act. Gaviscon. Gaviscon. It's great for heartburn.
Has to be.
It's that pink fluid. I can't remember what they call it in the States. Pepto-Bismol, that's it.
Pepto-Bismol, yeah, that's not cheap either.
So down a bottle of that and then do your act, you see.
So if I tried to do fire, I'd have no eyelashes, no hair, nothing left.
Hang on a minute. Oh, I just put mine out. Look, I'm no good as a fire eater. I've just put mine out. But health and safety has gone completely nuts.
Yeah.
And conkers.
Yeah.
Can you believe they banned conkers?
Yeah. And I raised a quality point on a radio station once. They banned conkers. I don't know if Mary and Shane, you know about conkers.
Yeah,
right. So
horse chestnut tree.
Conkers are horse chestnuts. So when the horse chestnuts fall off the tree and the casing's open, as kids you used to go and collect the conkers.
Yeah.
You used to drill a hole through them and put like a shoestring through the hole and tie it at the bottom. And then you and a friend would normally take it in turns to hit each other's conker. If your conker shattered your friend's conker, you won, and your conker became a winner.
Yeah.
And whoever's conker had the highest number was a champion.
Yeah.
So if you could beat someone that was a 99 And it got very competitive. People were
Yeah, it did, yeah.
pickling the conker, baking it in the oven to make it harder, trying all sorts of things. But health and safety got involved, and they went, can't do that anymore. It's too dangerous. What if someone gets conker in their eye? So they took the mickey and went, well, fine, we'll wear safety goggles. Oh yeah, but you could swallow horse chestnuts and they're poisonous. They're not good for the body. So you could poison yourself. Oh, right. Well, we'll ban conkers. So they stopped banning conkers. And I turned around and said, so what stops me from picking up a conker and throwing it at someone?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing to stop me from picking up conkers and just throwing them at people for the fun of it.
You could make money on good conkers. So when we were kids, we used to go out. And one year, me and my older sister went out, and we had this bag. It was a paper bag. It's what you used to get your Coke delivered in. It was a paper bag, big one, brown one. And we took that and we filled it with conkers. Went on this estate, and we just picked the whole lot. Took ages to get it over. It was dead heavy.
Yep.
And we hid it in the coal shed. My mother went off her head with me. Because there was no Coke left, and all there was a bag of conkers. Yeah, but you could get money for them. You make a lot of money on them.
We used
Yeah, go on.
We're saving ours next year. I'm getting as many conkers as I can. I'm going to make detergent with them.
You can, yes.
Because you can make liquid detergent with the conkers.
Yeah.
And laundry detergent as well.
I've made that with borax and soap.
Yep.
Really good. I've still got 2 outside and the big, massive water bottles, and I've got them in there.
Yeah. And then there's the myth that, if you put a conker in each corner of your room, it keeps the spiders out. Yeah.
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 Never heard about
Yeah.
that.
Try
guys-
telling that to the tarantula that just walked across my living room floor. Oh, look, what's that? It's that little brown thing in the corner of the room. Oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Every year
Right.
until our local pub, my favourite pub, shut. Every Boxing Day, there was a conker match in the pub. And everybody went in for it, right? So what they done, save you cheating, like hardening your conkers or either baking them or soaking them in vinegar or whatever you did, they used to put a load of them in a bucket, and you used to have to pay £1. You pick one out, and that was your conker.
Yeah.
And the last one standing won a great big massive giant bottle of whiskey. Well worth having a go for, that was.
No, I wouldn't have entered that then. I would have been the person that would have sat there watching and waiting for the bits of concrete to come flying over my head. I wouldn't have entered it. I wouldn't have seen that worth it myself. Pay £1 to win a big bottle of whiskey I'm never going to drink.
Yeah, but you can sell that off, can't you? Or put it in for the raffle.
True.
If it's one of those big ones that they put up in the bar.
Yeah.
The ones that everybody keeps putting their pennies in.
The pennies in, yeah.
If it was one of those, I would be selling it straight away. I'd be like, give us 40 quid, it's yours.
They're hard to get hold of now, then.
Yeah.
Really are, yeah.
I'm going to be a party pooper, guys, because we're almost at 1.5 hour mark.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh no!
it's like we talked too much.
But we are back Wednesday
Yeah.
with Paranormal Mischief.
oh.
So if you're up to it, guys, feel free to join again.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, gladly.
Okay.
I might have restream working again because I will wire up and we can do it all with 10 people.
Oh, absolutely fantastic.
I just want to throw this out real quick. This was actually yesterday, but I'll still say it anyway. Just wanted to also give a shout out because yesterday was my dad's birthday.
Oh, happy
happy
birthday,
birthday.
Dad.
Happy birthday, Nick's dad.
Yes.
And a little special happy birthday. Bear with me a second. Well, happy birthday next, Dad. Nice to have a nice birthday. I hope you had plenty of carrot cake and didn't drink too much beer. See you later, toodles.
I love it.
That was a little birthday message from Kurzel.
Yep, yeah, I'll make sure my dad gets that.
Well,
Yeah.
lads, thank you everyone for joining and being patient with me because I messed up major.
Your connection messed up.
My connection messed up.
It happens.
Yeah, next Wednesday we are back with a mischief,
Yes.
and if I'm correct, next Saturday we have a guest,
Yes, we do.
and I will announce it Wednesday.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
We will. So everyone in the chat, thank you for joining, and we see you all next Wednesday.
Bye, everybody.
Microwave.
Bye.
Microwave. I haven't done that for so long.